Welcome back. Woodpeckers is not Wednesday. Wednesday's live stream went to hell with the internet. So we went out to the internet company here locally and got a new router. So this is a test to see how well that holds up. Welcome back. What I got to work on so I can do this and see where it's going is I have a couple of orders of ribbons that I've got to finish between today and tomorrow. We'll get it done. There's enough days in the week to get it through and finished. But I did figure out how to add extra little things. So when I make a stupid joke and nobody wants to applause, I'll applause myself. That's what will happen. But welcome back. AJ's in here, says it's looking good so far. Thanks, buddy. Hopefully it stays up and come and go as you please. See how it's going. I don't know how long I'm gonna actually stay on here doing this. Because it's gonna get boring, it's gonna get repetitive. The work's gonna get done. And I need to test out to see how the Wi-Fi works. So if you do stop in today, say hi, throw something in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Again, this is gonna go up to be uploaded instantaneously to YouTube. Comment on the actual video, and that will still count for Wednesday's giveaway, which again, I've got to finish that one up too. We'll get it done. So, start with the shop favorite. You gotta always have this handy. Gotta have a sharp pencil. Take my first ribbon, because this is the one ribbon I have left for the stack that I've got to make and finish today. I've got other ones that I've almost run out of. I got one more of these, and I did use my last humanitarian, so I've got to put those back in stock. I think a little bit later I might walk you over and you might look at my PX of what I have in stock and ready to go. We're doing pretty good with it. So I've got 2 orders of those that were purchased, and I still got to finish up the Brad's awards for when he won the giveaway from the beginning of this month. And the plan was to have them done for the live on this upcoming Wednesday. And I think I can get it done. I think I have enough to get it finished. I do need to make a couple more stars, so you might get a couple of videos of me just sitting here hammering out stars with my my trusty little knife. I do wear gloves. I've in the past have ended up in the emergency room. I don't know if y'all can see. My thumb has been cut more than once in the same spot. 2 of the times I needed stitches. A couple of the other times they were like, yeah, we'll just glue it up. Moral of the story, it took me more than one time to cut myself before I started to use the proper PPE. It happens though. Sometimes you're just in a rush and you got to get stuff done. I used to take, when I was on active duty, I used to take a bag full of blank stars, just the cutouts from the machine. And during the long and glorious lunches that I used to have, I used to set up right on my table. Bring the mat, bring my razor, close my door, turn off the phone, because people used to call all the damn time. And just take an hour and a half during lunch. Don't get those anymore. But they were great. Now I got to find other times to do the smaller portions of making ribbons. As tedious as this is, sometimes I'll take some blanks and ribbons that I need to make, and with the shorter lunches I have now, do the same thing. Close the door, turn off the phone, and hammer out as many as I can in 30 minutes that we get. And you'll see that we're probably 4 or 5 minutes in. I've gotten 3 done. Well, 3 of the first lines done after sharpening the pencil and saying hello to y'all. When you're making, a large amount, it takes time. I used to not be smart enough to do them all in the same shot, though. Making multiples of the same one to where I can, set my ruler to get it, go through, 5 or 6 different of the same ribbon. Whereas when I started, I used to cut them, sand them, and just make each one of them individually. Same setup, use a square, template that I made, but I make one ribbon at a time. And you're looking at something that takes quite a while when you do it in that fashion. So as a student of management, Lean Six Sigma taught me, might want to do a production line. So we've done that. And that allows me to, make a bunch of them and put them in the background. And, when I need them, I just pull them off the shelf for the ones that I have done. So I just pinned the comment from this guy. So he is a pretty large YouTuber, making some great wood. I saw boxes the other night on his live stream, but he was the guy that I told you about when I made the apples 2-3 weeks ago. I just randomly found him on YouTube and liked his content, and was like, I can make that. So he does a lot of different small little projects, or videos with different small projects that you can make as a woodworker that allows you to maximize profits. A lot of the stuff that I've seen him make, you take to like craft shows. The apples that we made the other week, same thing. You make a bunch of them and bring them out, and then sell them. He's got a couple things I want to work on and make my own. And over time, I think I'll do a few of those. I'm a little bit behind with the current projects I have, so I can't get too in the weeds of making things that I want to make for myself. Other than, I don't know if you all can hear the laser in the background's working on the anniversary gift that I want to finish up for my anniversary coming up here on, I think the 5th is Friday. So if any of you have been to Jacksonville, North Carolina, trying to go eat on a Friday out in town, take some planning. But I think we're gonna go probably one of the normal spots, or somewhere that we haven't been at all. We've lived here quite a while. We just never made it into this one particular restaurant. So hopefully it's going to be, good. We'll see. So what are y'all getting to on your Labor Day? Besides, showing up and watching me, and I appreciate it. Has anyone experienced any lag during this last 10 minutes? My youngest is outside using the internet on the Echelon treadmill. So get to figure out if that's going to pull much from it. Last week, it just so happened that my middle son was home from work on Wednesday, which he's normally not, and jumped on his Xbox. Kind of crashed the crash the internet in the house. But it was a blessing in disguise because it forced me to walk down to the Spectrum office and say, "Hey, what can you do that can make my internet better?" And like, well, you've got the highest that we provide, which they do, and I pay for it. Wasn't getting what I paid for though, and what I didn't know is because I did not have their advanced Wi-Fi. That's what it's actually called. Router. So after about 6 hours on Thursday, trying to get it, to work on all of my different electronics, my phone, my computer, which is this is coming off of, and my iPad, all of it worked. Couldn't get it to connect to any of my wife's stuff. My son was hit and miss with my oldest with what he could get on the new router. No lag. Have the Wi-Fi off on my phone for good measure. AJ, go onto the Wi-Fi. That's what I'm trying to do, is trying to see how far we can push it. I'll go upstairs and turn on the gaming system. I kind of want it to crash. I want to figure it out. We're supposed to get these extra pods that Spectrum has. You'll go get on. Thanks, buddy. These extra pods that will come back further out into the garage as extenders. Those were supposed to be in yesterday. I got an email that they're going to be here tomorrow. So I think we'll go live on Wednesday with this new setup. Hopefully the extending pods do work. We'll see. But yeah, so as you can see, just go down each one of the lines, make more lines. I think I'm gonna set up all three of these ribbons because of the overlap in some of the colors. Again, going back to the production of doing more than one set of ribbons at a time. I think I can get away with some of the blues, going with a lighter blue to the dark blue, not really cross-contaminating much with the brushes after I wash them off. Going from a dark to a white, even though I'm going to wash it off, and sometimes there'll be that last speck of paint that does not come off, but finds its way on your first stroke onto your material. It really sucks. But when you're working with similar colors, going from light to dark, I never really have an issue. And two of these that I've got to make, they both have white on them, so that's probably what I'm going to start with, just to make it easier on myself and get more done with the time that I have. But I do really love making these. I like watching the surprise on people's faces when somebody gifts them to them. And then when you've got people that got an order I'm working on right now. The guy's getting out of the Marine Corps, and his shop actually reached out to me a couple weeks ago, said, "Hey, can you make these for us?" I said, "Hey, yeah, sure." Surprisingly, his wife reached out to me on Saturday. It was Saturday morning. I got an email. I was like, "Hey, my husband really likes what you make. Can you make this for him?" I'm like, "Well, I recognize that name from another order that I'm already making." And sure enough, looked at the order form that I had, looked at the name, looked at the ribbons. I'm like, this is the same exact order. I'm not gonna charge you the same, or charge you for the same product that I'm making. So he just said, "Hey, let me know if I can do anything else. I gladly will do it." But your husband's Marines have already reached out to me. I've already started it. About 90% of the way done with with what I have to do, and then this is the last set or the last ribbon of that set, and why I'm making these is so I can finish that one up. Minus the stars. I gotta still work on some stars. Finished. I don't know if you go all here. Finished. So why do things take a while? Things take a while because I've got to work with a software that I'm not the 100 best with. I'm learning just like I'm learning with this this new software for streaming. I've had the Lightburn a little bit over, or not the Lightburn, the WeCrete for about a year now. Haven't done many photos to lasering. That was the first attempt. That was the second attempt. This one was the third attempt, and then this is what I just tried to do. Still not there. Still not there to put it on. Another piece of wood. What I'm gonna burn on. Wow, I was at Spectrum the other day. Spectrum's right inside of Michael's, and I logged in, sat around, was the 16th in the line. I was like, oh, I've got more than enough time. I'm gonna run over to Michael's. Dumb mistake. If you ever get in the Spectrum line, just stay there, because I came back and the people that were right in front of me were being helped. The people behind me were being helped. And I was nowhere in line again. So I had to sign back in. But I went up to Michael's and picked this up. And this is similar to what we have now in the house from when I made the anniversary gift a couple years ago. Again, that was on a very, very different program, different setup, different laser. And it didn't give me the quality that this is giving me. So we want to redo it. And while this is giving me the quality that I want, it's not pulling the details I want. I don't know if you can see this last one. It is, it's pretty decent. And even though the one before, but it's not what I want. And I've already worked probably 3.5 hours last night on the file. Another 40 this morning, messing around. I did reach out to Fiverr, and see if somebody can do another enhancement of the photo. The photo's from 2004. It's not the high def that we get with cameras now. It was 21 years ago. We didn't have the best camera. It's probably taken on one of the old Polaroid, no, not Polaroid, but the old disposables. I'm pretty sure it was. I wonder if I can find that negative. We might actually have that in a box somewhere. Love, if you know, let me know. Because that might work out better. We'll see what this person can do for me. Spend $10 on online, and if it works, it works. Hopefully it's better than what I have now. And even if it's just slightly better than what I have now, I probably can get it to burn better. And there's probably some system, things behind me that I don't know what I'm really working with. So Jose just popped in from Facebook. So I can see the likes from Facebook, but right now I can't see comments if any of them are made. I'm gonna figure that out. Well, I said we have to go through the big picture box, and we probably do. It's probably in there. I know we have a bunch of different the old school packaging that when you went to the CVS to go get film developed, they put it in a nice little folder, threw all your folders in there after they looked at everything you had, and it's probably in there. All right, well, I think I'm gonna go look for those later. I do want to get these finished up. I do think that this is working a lot better than what we had. Still no lag. It is on it's Internet Explorer, game on his laptop, Instagram, and Snapchat on his phone. So I don't know. This might be it. We might actually get a good live on Wednesday, one that's not all choppy and falling apart. That seems to happen. It's happened, once a month since we started this journey with making videos. I do want to give you a good product, and if you're going to sit here and spend time and watch, it should be a decent product to come to you. While I'm here, let me try to do the switching of. So switching, can you still hear me? Hopefully. I'll give you a little different perspective of what you're seeing from me. It literally is head down and keep working. It's what we do here in the shop. So for those of you that are just joining a little bit late to when I started, and not late at all, because it wasn't. This isn't a live that I thought I was going to make, but I do have to make because I have to, test out the equipment. So I'm not going in blind every Wednesday like I have for the last 15 episodes. Do want to move around, test about. Yeah, some train whistles. That's what I'm talking about. They got a little. If you can hear the music, I don't know how loud it is. I try to set it so it wasn't as in your face as the first time. But I can adjust. This is daydreaming. The first one was feeding the ducks, and I did like that, but that, repetition over time. Pushing buttons. That would drive me nuts. Ooh. Music isn't too overbearing. Awesome. And that's what I was going for. Slight little music in the background. So it's me sitting here. If you're going to, lurk in the background and, just watch. At least you got something to listen to. Other than hear me, ramble along. But just like that in 20 minutes. I've got 5 that are ready for painting, and by ready I mean not really ready. We still got to tape them up. Still got to get the paint ready. Still gonna work through these because I want to start again going back with just the white first, because I can get two ribbons done at once because they both have white on them. Can't do anything with the green. Green's gonna have to be separate. I don't know if you do like that view where you only just get to see me, or that one where you actually see what I'm doing. It's a better camera as well. I think I'm gonna stick with that. You get different music. You don't get different view of me. So, but what those of you that are watching don't know what I do make here, or what we're working on. These are them. So all services, all errors I've done, going back to World War II. These are the ones I've made. That was a while ago. And even those that want to display what they've shot in the Marine Corps. Those are each one of the badges and the pins that we make, from the jump wings to the shooting badges. They are measured out to what it would be like if it was sitting on your chest. Cool thing to display. We've done aviator wings, air crew wings, combat air crew wings. I do need to work on presidential badges because I haven't done those yet. I've had a few people ask for them. And we've done all of the shooting badges, not the distinguished shooting badges, only because you don't really ever see anybody with them. I've only, even when I was doing separations or retirements, I think I've only seen, 2, maybe 3 people with them on their DD-214s. Like, so this just never come up here. Hey, can you make these to sit on my ribbons? Because nobody ever has them. And from when I switched, can you still hear me? That's the other question. Because we're trying to hit the right buttons. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Hopefully this is still not lagging. And we're gonna have random people show up on YouTube and go, "What in the hell is this guy babbling about?" This one's not for you. It's for the real woodpecker. Hear me? Great. Awesome. And I don't know if some of you saw the unboxing of my great new table saw, same one I had. So about 1.5 years ago, I was trying to set the angle of the blade, and I don't know what ended up happening if I torqued down too much, but ended up breaking the cast iron. I don't know if it's that damn strong mount that it comes in. So if you see me cutting on the table saw within the last 1.5 years, you saw that I had to, kind of like jerry rig the fence, and it was done with a piece of wood that I would measure off how much, if this is the line, I would come off on an angle so it would be a straight line with the blade. And it worked for a while, but it is annoying sometimes. The clamp doesn't hold. The angle when I went out and measured it was not right. Sometimes that just really set you off. I was getting aggravated with it. So I know most of you know that our 21st anniversary is coming up, And my wife says, you know what? You need to go get a new table saw. She was not wrong. And I do love and appreciate that she saw that and was like, this is, you know, kicking her ass. So we went out this weekend and got a new one. Small sale, and it wasn't much of a sale for Labor Day on table saws, but it was, you know, we got like 30 or 40 bucks off on it. So it was a good time to go get one. But it is literally this same saw that I bought 6 years ago. Works great. The Facebook community that they have for this particular saw is really great. A lot of good folks out there that teach you some tips and tricks, and some people that have made modifications that you can buy. I did not buy any of the modifications, and probably won't, because they have things that I just don't need. They're nice to haves. It's not a stop saw. So any modification you do is not going to stop it from, you know, taking off a finger. So I'm not going to spend the extra on it. But they have great things out there for them. And in a good community that will help newcomers when it comes. Yes, that thing was broken for a year and a half. It's got a 5-year warranty, and I had just went outside the warranty when it broke. Like literally, like not hyperbole. It was like a week from the 5-year from when I bought it, and I had to go back through Lowe's.com because I you know, purchased it online. We picked it up locally, but purchased it online just like we did with this one. So I didn't have the actual physical receipt in my box of receipts. And sure as shit, when I looked at it, we were like, it was like a week or two out from when I bought it. So I didn't even bother, you know, calling up customer service or anything. I was like, this is it. You know, it broke outside its warranty. And I was making it work for, you know, the last year and a half. I think so. The biggest thing that was slowing me down when I was using that when it was broken was making flags, and you know, you cut out, you know, 13 stripes, and 11 of them are good. 2 of them ended up in a burn pit. Wasted a lot of material, a lot of time, a lot of aggravation. So the new one with the good fence, I'll be able to knock them out quicker, with a better product, you know, on the end, that I don't have to, you know, keep throwing out or burning, which I did because I was making that video and they did that corner cleaned out. I picked up all the extra wood that just fell behind the table saw over time. Now I've got a huge 55-gallon trash can that needs burning, and then none of it is salvageable into what we've been trying to do the last couple of weeks with repurposing projects. You know, if some of you came to my office, you can see where I put up I haven't put it up, but I put it in my office, the mirror that I had made. So on Etsy, it was not spending that much money. Again, every time I go on Etsy, I see something I want and it's way overpriced. For me, it is, because if I can make it, anything's overpriced. Stuff's gorgeous. I'm just not spending that much money on it. So I made one that I like, and it is, you know, color themed to what I want it. And they had the same options on Etsy of, hey, you know, you can choose your own colors. But I made what I wanted to make. I think it came up pretty good. I did not like breaking that damn mirror though. I thought it was going to be easy to, just take it off of the frame. It was not. It was not at all. There was glue on there, like regular glue, and there was, it looked like it was hot glued around it. Some places were thick. Some were very, very thin. And I had I guess I pulled on it just right to where it would crack. Nope, I put it out in trash yesterday when I cleaned. The second part of the mirror was still sitting in my garage all week from when I made it. But I did a good cleaning yesterday. Vacuumed a lot of sawdust. I gotta find a better containment system. So 36 minutes in, I haven't seen any lag. So hopefully this will fix it. Let me try to do a test again. Ooh. Did I miss one? No, it just wasn't dark. And the upload speed's not bad. I think it's gonna work. And then I've got to see, what I can do with those extender pods. Hopefully it does boost it a little further back out this way. I got a couple. I can still now see how many people are watching. Got a few people in here. I don't know who's here outside of my immediate family. Throw it in a comment. Let me see who's there. Who's watching me on the Monday? And because it's Monday and not Whiskey Wednesday, we are drinking coffee. Because I'm from Rhode Island and coffee was in baby bottles. I do need to switch to decaf soon though. Otherwise, I'm not going to sleep at all. And these are going, not as quick as the Navy columns, but not as slow as what we were doing with the sea service deployment, just because there's not, that many different transitions of colors. So these will go by pretty quick. I do need to find all of my white paint though. I'm probably going to need to make a Lowe's run sometime, either today or this week, to go get more white paint. Just because I use it all the damn time. And I think, you can. This bottle is not as clean and new as this bottle. It's a lot heavier on this one than what's in here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use much of this. So I grabbed this other craft white paint. It might get me through today. We'll see. Not much white that I have to actually do. So we might be okay. I do have other ribbons that I'm running down to, one or two left. And that does require white. Good on national defense, though. I did a bunch of those probably about a month back. I've got 5 of those left. And they go quick because those are, everyone, other than new boots, everyone used to get them. So we go through a lot of those. Almost every order that we have, national defense gets tacked on. I think I've got two MSMs, 3 defense meritorious service medals. Like those are the ones that use a lot of the white. So I've got a few that I can make. Jeff Tang, you have to get one when you retire next year. I'm telling you, that's where they're at. So, and I'm not sure how deep into the journey you've been on. But I started making these for my clerks getting out. Now it really just goes for retirement gifts. And the one I'm working on right now, that I needed to make these today. That's for a retirement gift, and a lot of my customers are spouses that get them for their not being sexist, but for their husbands. I think I had 2 or 3, and they were member to member that retired at the same time. And got each other gifts. Pretty neat. But that's who a lot of the clientele for ribbons is a lot of spouses. Some shops, like the one that I'm working on, the shop actually started, requesting one first, and then the wife came about a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, was like, "Hey, can you make this?" And I was already making it for the shop for the husband. But I appreciate you stopping by. Those are what I had to start with. I do need to get these rocking and rolling. So Painter's Tape is, we've gone through a few different companies. This green one comes in different thickness. They have a thinner version. I can never find it. I used to use it a lot. They have a thicker version, which I can get more out of because you'll see what I do with it. And if I'm in a rush, I'm just going to go straight down. But if I have time, or if I'm using, a lot of it, I'll use these lines that are on the cutting board, and I'll take out, my longer square and make straight lines with it. But because I only have a few colors that I can reuse, I'll end up just doing what I need. For this one, I'm going to need 2 because I'm going to do the dark blue on the outside and then the light blue on the inside. So when I cut them down, I'll just do one so you can see what I'm doing before I actually do it. I don't cut these ones straight because I want to make sure that when I'm going through it and using it, that I'm not going to put a not straight line where there needs to be a straight line. So it dummy proofs it a little bit for me. And I'll get, 2 or 3 uses out of a piece. Where if you watched the live a couple weeks ago, I was talking about, my wife was out here, she was doing, a lot of the painting for me. She would just go through and, one-time usage. And that's why hers came out a lot better than mine. I do understand that. But you'll see, this is going to be where the dark blue is. And then I'll start the light blue in the same time. So when those dry, I can do the 3 others. But this is probably the most tedious part of it. And in the part that you just ruin it if you don't get a nice flat line. That's why, when I take them, the first thing we do, we sand a lot. It's to get that nice flat surface, so none of the imperfections of the wood or the wood grain, leads to bleeding of the colors. And sometimes little bleeding happens regardless of what we do with the actual ribbon. When you're going up and down, it's never an issue, or not really ever an issue. Doing something like the presidential unit citation for the Marines, just horizontal. Sometimes you'll get between the grain, and that will lead to bleeding, and that never looks good. So there's very few instances where we have to really watch what we do with the tape, as long as we've got a nice smooth surface that we've worked out. Put in 120 and then either 180 or 280 or 220 grit on, so everything gets sanded down and wiped off. That will normally give us a nice flat surface to work with. So I need eight more. These are probably the products that I do love making the most, and a lot of it has to do with, this is where we started with, how the company, little wood shop that we are, how the company started. It was with these ribbons, and I am grateful and blessed to still be able to make these. We started in, I think the first one was 2017, maybe 2018. The memory just came up on Facebook not long ago. We had 2 clerks that were leaving, and that's when we started making them. And that's actually the first time that somebody, we were bringing the gifts into the bowling alley on Camp Pendleton, and a couple of old timers stopped me. He was like, "Hey, where'd you get those?" I was like, "Hey, I made it." Like, "You sell it?" I said, "No." Long story short, that made me start thinking of, well, shit, we probably can sell them. So we did. Woo! So that, I don't know if you saw it, went wide. I don't want it to do that. Because it didn't go out through the side, I'm going to be able to use it. But there's sometimes that, it just gets a little free. Jumps out where it's not supposed to. You can see we're doing them in batches like this. It is a little advantageous to where we were doing, one at a time, one color for one color. And I didn't set that one down all the way, so I ripped off a little bit of back end. Well, mistakes happen. You've seen that. But we know from experience how to fix it. I would love it if you started painting again. If you do a better job than I do. 100% hands down, you make these ribbons better than I do. And I'm a pro. I'm a professional. You still do a better job than I did. Checking to see if Olivia sent me a message. She's the one on Fiverr. Supposed to be helping me out. So I did already reach out to somebody else. They were 10 hours ahead, so I don't know where in the world they were. But I sent them the files and say, hey, can you do this? And they came back. It was like, that is outside of my wheelhouse, and it's not exactly what they said was. It's too advanced for me. But we will say that's not in the wheelhouse. So we said, thank you. I'll go find somebody else. Hopefully they can make it for me. But I will keep you in mind next time. I saw some of the things that that person had done, or at least posted that they had done, and did good quality work. So there's some things that you do have to just freelance out and say, hey, can you help me out making this? Just because either time or ability. And I do know that my ability with Photoshop is not the best, and I probably should take a class for it, because now I'm waiting on someone to help me. Not always the best thing. That's what I was figuring in Western Europe as well. I just don't know where, because it didn't say. So when I found this one, I did put into the parameters that they've got to be in either the UK, the US, or Canada. Only because they wouldn't be going to bed right now when they're supposed to be, or hopefully working on what I need. The person I found is from the United States. I don't know where in the United States. It's still the same time zone as us. So somewhere on the East Coast. But it being Labor Day, I'm not sure, how much labor they want to do today. But the message I got was, I have it, I'm working it, it's in progress. Guaranteed back by tomorrow. So we'll see. Hopefully sooner. If not, tomorrow will work. As long as it's a better file to work with. The last burn that I did, this one was 1 hour and 22 minutes. And that was a few different passes to try to get it that way. So hopefully what they can do is sharpen the image, lighten the contrast. And that's what I was messing around with. Was trying to fix the contrast and the brightness. Between looking at the picture, you can tell the difference between my dress blues and the background. When you put it into the software and it's still color, you can tell the difference. When you go to change it to a black and white, which is what you need for the burning of it, so I could pick up the different tones of gray, it did not distinguish me from the bushes. So you got a little bit of my face, my hand, and my belt. That's literally what you can see on me. Whereas, my wife is very pronounced. You can actually see her facial features. You cannot see mine at all. So they get that version was the best one I had, and that was the second one. This one, not this. This was just let me see what I can do with. I traced all those freaking lines, and that's a lot of what took me last night was I was moving those points around. the points on the line. And I think if it came down to I can work on the lines a little bit more and then actually go back through and paint them like I do, a little fuck off kitty. But I don't want it to have a cartoonish look. And a lot of the things that I do make are cartoonish because that's my personality. Just the paint marker collection that I have is cartoon colors. Not what it's called, but that's what comes out of them. But I don't want that for this project. It just doesn't sit well. If some of you saw the alligator that we did for the unit function, the guy that was asking for, can you make this a less Disney, more realistic? Yeah, I'm gonna try. They came out great, but it wasn't. It was less Disney, more realistic, but it wasn't more realistic. It still had that cartoonish feel to it because of the colors that I have. I just didn't have the right tones of green to go back through and do each individual scale that's on the alligator. It was working. It was working in my head. I had a vision. I just didn't have the material to actually bring it to life. So some of you are from the Richlands, Jacksonville area. You can reach out to me. I can drop one of these off with you. It's $20. Little coupons. My son does cross country, and they're doing a little fundraising. Any y'all interested? Let me know. Some good things on there, actually. Well, the one thing that's great on there that's no longer open is Daryl's Bakery and Sweets. $15, 15% off. Man, I would have loved that. That would have been great. I miss Daryl's. Sad face. But they got Jaggers on here. I don't think we've ever been to First Watch. Camino Real Mexican restaurant. If some of you have not been to that restaurant out here in Richlands, you gotta go. That's normally our go-to place for damn near everything because it's got amazing Mexican food. Buy one cheeseburger, get 2 cheeseburgers free, or get the second cheeseburger free. One per day, per visit, per day, per party. It's not a bad thing. Sonic Kids Meals for $2.49. DQ, 10% off regular priced items. I kind of want DQ now. I think I can go for Shake. Go back to where I need to go. I do seriously kind of want DQ though. I've been working out. My body can use some DQ. So some of these lines actually match up perfectly with I could get away with not cutting this at all. It covers perfect with it. But I'm going to cut them because we're going to do the white first, and I need 2 sides. This is 1, this is 2. So we just broke the hour mark of this live. Please let me know if you've seen any glitching. I haven't seen any on the actual camera. I don't know if the voice lag has been there as well, but I think we're in a good place now. With the Wi-Fi, we're in a great place because this is North Carolina. I'm gonna switch to this music though, because it's kind of getting repetitive to me. Dance pop. What's dance pop? Yeah. I don't know if I like it. Probably not. Nope. Night driving. Put some of y'all to sleep. So again, just going back through. And that, like I said, I'm going to do the white first, so I got to remember where I'm going to put the first tape on this one and the humanitarian. Which is not something you have to worry about if you're not going to try to do multiple sets of ribbons to try to speed up the process a little bit, because it still takes time. I mean, it takes time. You got to paint. You got to let it dry. You got to let it dry enough to where you can put the paint tape on top of that paint so it doesn't pull back off. Any comments on the music? You got a preference or something that we played earlier or this one? So I do want to find a good royalty-free backdrop sound. A few of the videos that we put out, the opening intro, I used a separate program, and the music to it was copyright free, and it was specifically made for YouTube. But each one of the videos I put out, it said copyright at the bottom, like right underneath the name of it. It's kind of weirded me out. You get a little message from YouTube said, hey, you know, this music is fine. It's not copyright. Doesn't count as a strike against you. But I don't want to give them a reason. So at least with the stuff that is provided in the software, it's all encompassing. It's not copyright, and it hasn't shown up underneath the title of the videos. But we'll see. Good with the music here. Okay. I do like the Freedom of the Ducks one. That was a pretty good one. It's upbeat. You know. We just listened to it for the first 20 minutes of the entire video, though. So that's why I changed it. You like the first one? I think so too. I think That might be the one to go with. The first one was this one. It's also this rock one. That's the one I had on the other night. But it was too loud. Okay, so we're going back to feeding the ducks. I think I'm going to close this one down. We've gone an hour and 7 minutes. I haven't seen any issues. One last speed test. So downloads stay the same. Uploads right where it was when we started. No real issues. Thanks to everybody that stopped by. Even though this wasn't a planned live. Thanks for your input. Looking forward to making actually good quality videos here in the future. Y'all enjoy your day. Try not to work too hard. It is Labor Day. Bye. No, I already said bye.